No time to fear, Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
Hello and happy Thursday, July 30th. It is time for This Gay Week and several other piercing stories right out of the news that you're not gonna believe, including Mitch McConnell. Has he surfaced?
Now it's showtime.
Hi everyone, I'm Karel. It's the Karel Show, and normally we'd be doing This Gay Week with Scott Jacobsen. He has a really valid excuse for canceling today. There are literally missiles being fired at Kyiv right now. And, you know, Zelensky was over here for Ladybird, Ladybugs, whatever, funeral. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, the war is still raging. And so Scott will be back next week. We wanted him to be safe and not be anywhere where there might be a missile bombardment. And you know, as I was talking to Scott about this, I said to myself, do you hear yourself? Do you hear the conversation you're having? Now, granted, I've lived an extraordinary life, been in media, been an entertainer, been in situations most of you will never be in. But to be in a conversation where you're asking someone if it's safe to do the show because they're being bombarded with missiles, that it's just, you know, complacency is really the killer of modern times. It really truly is. And all the things we talk about on the show every day, 4 days a week. And, you know, I'm beginning to be like Oprah. Oprah, they asked her if she would go back to daily shows. And she said she does 2 a week and that's all. And they said, why? And she said, 4 or 5, it's just too much. And I'm actually getting to that point of my life where I love you guys. I love you very much. But 4 days a week even is still a bit much for me. I get talked out. I didn't used to when I was young, but I do now. And one of the reasons is after literally, I started in talk radio in 1996, 30 years ago this year that I started in talk radio. And I have said a lot. There's a lot of Karel out in the universe, radio waves just bouncing away. And I used to have a whole lot to say. Now I still have a whole lot to say, but I don't like repetition. And today's world is very wash, rinse, and repeat. Our daily lives and our political lives. The war in Ukraine should have been over years ago. Years ago. It's been going on for years. Years. It should have been over years ago. Vladimir Putin is fighting over nothing. Russia does not need Ukraine. Okay, that's the first thing. They don't need it to survive as a country. They're just fine without it, and they were just fine without it. Oh, sure, there's some rare earth minerals they want and this, that, and the other thing. But Russia was fine when Ukraine ceded away and became its own country. They don't need it for their survival. It's not like without Ukraine they won't have water or power or land to live on, whatever it might be. He just wants it. Vladimir Putin just wants it. That's the reason this war is going on. Not for the spoils of the war, but a mad, out-of-control dictator simply wants Ukraine. No one will tell him no, so he's going to get it. Or trying. Now, if the world were serious about stopping the war in Ukraine, it would end tomorrow. If they were serious, if they said, Vladimir, get out of Ukraine or we are attacking Russia. And if you want to go nuclear, let's go, bitch. That's it. We're not going to let you threaten them or us anymore. If you want to destroy your country, if you want to destroy your economy, If you want millions of your people to die simply because you want this spot of land, fine, we're good with it. We'll take our chances. But no one will do that to Vladimir Putin. And he's not totally been really cut off. In other words, someone is still buying Russian oil. So we have become complacent about the war in Ukraine because we're not there. The bombs are not dropping on our heads. You know, there's an old TV commercial. No one's heartburn is like your heartburn. And until you get heartburn, you don't care. It's the same thing. We're paying for the war, but we're not experiencing it. So we let it go.
If you're not visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Karel, and I want to tell you about my new single, You Have to Be Proud, streaming everywhere. It is a very personal single to me, especially after the horrible Pride Month we had, where everybody was attacking us, corporations fleeing, Donald Trump rejoicing, and everybody canceling. It was just a debacle. And guess what? It got worse. In Berlin, when they had their pride, someone ran through the crowd and killed someone and injured countless people. We are under attack worldwide, and we're not going to take it. We're going to dance, we're going to sing, and we're going to rebel, and we're going to show our pride, and I hope you do it with You Have to Be Proud. Now, I wrote this song as an anthem so you can have something in your mind when you feel down, when you feel like you just can't win. If you're a woman, a person of color, if you're a member of the gay community, if you're a trans person who I firmly stand strongly with as a gay man, then guess what? You have to be proud, because sometimes pride is all you have. Please, go stream it now. You have to be proud with hatred so loud. You have to be strong when fighting so long. I wrote it for you, I wrote it for me, and I wrote it to remind us that when we have our pride, we are undefeated.
You have to be strong. You have to be proud.
All right. That's right. You have to be proud with hatred so loud. So we have become complacent. And complacency is a human trait. It really is. We have been complacent ever since there were humans. But with Ukraine in particular, and the same with Israel, you know, John Fetterman has become a Republican. He is so pro-Israel. And there's this notion that if you're not like 1,000,000% pro-Israel, you're an anti-Semite. And that's because we became complacent in hearing about dead Gazans. Oh, 100 dead children, 200 dead people at a hospital, 100 dead. If those bodies were piled up on your porch, you'd care a little more. If there was a big football stadium in your neighborhood, and that entire stadium, the field and everything, was filled with bodies up to the top, which, by the way, given the number of people killed in the genocide that Benjamin Netanyahu, war criminal, actually did, it would fill multiple stadiums. If you had to drive by that stench and that death, if you had to dig them out of the rubble, you wouldn't be so complacent. Nor would you be so pro-Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu and the right wing of their government has ruined the world's reputation of Israel, just like Donald Trump has ruined ours. People in other countries think we are fucking crazy, and they're right, we are. We're ill-informed. And that's part of our complacency. We don't demand better from American media. We allow this rehashed corporate pablum to be spat at us as news. It's not. And when you have 4 people controlling the news and they're all friends of Donald Trump, who owns CNN? I mean, think about it. ABC, NBC, CBS, Barry Weiss turning it into, MAGA light. And we just sit around like, oh yeah, well, not much I can do. Complacency is laziness, is what it is. And we have become so, and now you're like, what does this have to do with gay, Karel? And that's because gays and non-gays have become complacent with the amount of hatred being thrown at gays and trans right now. You hear about another anti-gay bill and you're like, yeah. You hear another anti-trans, yeah. Well, And meanwhile, these stories that Scott and I do every week here on This Gay Week, they directly affect people's lives or end them. But we just sit. We're complacent. So we have a war in Ukraine that has been going on for years that should end tomorrow. No one should live the way the people of Ukraine are living. We have Benjamin Netanyahu, war criminal, who has committed genocide and continues to commit it. And we don't stop it. We don't protest about it. And now we don't even speak out about it because we don't want to be labeled anti-Semitic. He is a war criminal. And I don't care that the United States is not a party to the International Criminal Court. That's on Donald Trump. The International Criminal Court that the world subscribes to has said he is a war criminal, and I believe them because I saw what he did. And Mandami is correct. He should be arrested. And boy, does Mandami scare Republicans. And do Democrat Socialists, which they should change their name. There was a lady on TV this last week who is not a candidate, and from what I found out, may not even be a Democratic Socialist. Because the right and the Republicans are now going to start planting people in the media to say they are Democratic Socialists that have these whack job agendas that no one would agree with to get people to turn on them. Because they are afraid. They are afraid of the young people that are voting for them. They are afraid of the values of the Democratic Socialist. Real Democratic Socialists do not want to get rid of prisons. They don't want to just open up the borders so anyone can go willy-nilly. They don't, this is all scare stuff. But the Republicans are scared of them. They're so afraid of Mandami, they've labeled him a communist. He's not. And we complacently sit by while that happens. Oh, well, he's a big boy. He can take it. Blah, 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 blah. So I heard myself today talking to Scott thinking, how can we let this happen for another day? How can we let this war going on continue for one more day? People are dying. Property is being destroyed. And for what? So a madman can chalk up another win? Can draw a circle around another little area that they control? That's crazy. The world is truly crazy, right? Like crazy, like insane crazy right now. Things are going on that shouldn't be. And people are allowing them. Yesterday, Wednesday, Alex Jones came out and said that Trump ought to be removed and impeached. Alex Jones. And I thought to myself, when someone as crazy as that motherfucker is, and that man is out of his mind, when someone that crazy can actually make sense, you live in a world upside down. You live in a world that's actually gone insane. And how could we not? The story that Scott wanted to start with this week on This Gay Week was about Berlin and that crazy person that drove through their Pride Festival. Now, first of all, kudos to Berlin for their response and to Germany. Their chancellor came out in support of the gay community. Unlike Donald Trump, who is against it, their chancellor said, this is Germany. All are welcome here. All are equal here. And no one should suffer violence for who they are in our country. I thought, wow, you've come a long way since, the Nazis. And they have. They now are doing everything they can to not be those people. I just wonder when we are going to do everything we can to not be the people that we seem to have turned into. So he wanted to, talk about the Berlin. And I said, Scott, as we're emailing back and forth before bombs started falling on him, I said, Scott, it's painful for me to talk about Berlin. And he said, really? I said, actually, every week that I do this show with you now, and that I do this column, because he turns it into a column that gets published all over Canada, every time that I do the show, This Gay Week, it hurts. It hurts. It's starting to actually hurt me. Because there is so much anti-gay activity going on around the globe right now that it overwhelms me. In the 80s and the 90s, we fought for AIDS patients and we fought for access to medications and we fought for gay marriage so we could actually see our loved ones as they passed away, inherit their property legally, all that kind of stuff. Okay? But world news about gay people wasn't so readily accessible. Our media didn't report what was happening with gay people in Uganda or here or there. They didn't really do it. And now, of course, we have a nonstop news feed with news from all around the world. So if you type in LGBTQ as an interest, all of a sudden you're going to get gay news from all around the world. I didn't used to get gay news from all around the world. We just got it from the United States, and that was fucking bad enough. Now, we get it from all around the world, and it's horrific. It is absolutely horrific, the news that we get. So, the Berlin Pride Festival attack, the only good news out of that? They shot the guy dead that did it. That made me happy. And I thought, what kind of person are you that rejoices in the death of someone? He wasn't needed on this planet. He tried to join ISIS. He was a radical Muslim extremist. He was anti-gay. He was violent. Bye. Bye, Felicia. See ya. He didn't deserve to live on this incredible planet with the incredible people that are here on it. He just didn't. And so many people in America don't deserve. MAGA does not deserve America. If we were to make America great again, it would be to get rid of MAGA. That's how we could make America great again. Get rid of them as a viable political party. Give them zero voice, zero votes. Get rid of them. Any MAGA candidate, don't put them on the ballot. Treat them not credibly, instead of as a viable, credible party, because they're not. What insanity is it that we acknowledge them as real when they're not? So from around the world, of course, we have Berlin, the Berlin debacle. But as I said, their chancellor, their local authorities, everybody responded the way they should, with horror and support. That's cool. Of course, there is this black woman in the UK. I don't even know who she is, some big fat black woman. And she's out on their news calling gays degenerates and everything else and saying things that she shouldn't be saying. And they're platforming her and letting her say them, even if they're denouncing her and saying, well, you're not saying all gays are degenerate, are you? Oh, yes, I am. I look at her and I think, listen here, you fat bitch. First of all, you're black. And yeah, I'm going to pull that card. This black woman in the UK is trying to say that we're degenerates. Is she aware what most people thought of black people up until very, very recently? Is she aware Mormons thought they had the mark of Cain and would never get into heaven? Is she aware of how low black people were regarded as subhuman? Not even degenerates. They were just subhuman. And that some people still think that they are. But I don't platform those people on my show just because some black woman's out there being anti-gay. I don't bring some Klan member on to talk about eugenics and how black people are defective or something. It's so rich when another minority criticizes another minority. I've always found that so amazing. And they asked her about the Berlin Pride event, this fat black bitch, and she said, well, they were degenerates, and you have to expect this. You have to expect this. You have to expect. She's partially right. Because now gays and our allies have become so complacent that we do expect. We know there'll be more violence against gays and trans. We just know it. We just accept it.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
And that's what worries me and wears me out. For instance, there's a Romanian city called Oradea, O-R-A-D-E-A. It is the only major city in the EU where local authorities have repeatedly blocked pride plans. The only city in Romania where they worship fucking vampires that has banned pride. And I thought to myself, you can't. You can't ban pride. In other words, you may ban the event, but people are still going to feel it. They're still going to celebrate in their own way. You can't ban it. But they try. For no other reason than what? What? Religion? That's why the guy ran through the Berlin Pride Festival. As I said on my show earlier in the week, it is time we update our view. See, we got complacent about religion. Religion is hateful. And I know you all are like, well, I'm religious and I'm not hateful. Yeah, good for you. Organized religion is hateful. It is one of the most hateful things on planet Earth. Look at Israel and Gaza. What is the fucking big problem there? These people are Jews. These people are Muslims. Religion. Religion. Benjamin Netanyahu is committing genocide over religious differences. Religion. What happened in Iraq? Religion. Saudis, Sunni, or Shia. And the Sunnis and the Shia don't get along. Religion. The Houthis and the Saudis. Why do they hate each other? Religion. Gay people in America under attack. From whom? Religious people. Oradea in Romania. No gay pride. Let's ban it. Why? Religion. It says right here, the archbishop this, the blah, 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 blah. Religion. The Catholics molest more boys than any other organization outside of the Boy Scouts. What do? Nothing. Why? Well, they're a religion. What can we do? We have to let them exist. We have to let them have their churches. No, we don't. We could literally kick them out of the country. But we don't. Why? It's not our kid being screwed. It's not us living with the memories of what happened. So we're complacent about it. Yeah, I don't approve, but, they can do their thing. Complacency. It's killing us. Look at what's going on with food. Our food supply is now the filthiest in the world, in the industrialized countries. The filthiest. We have more disease from our food than any other industrialized nation. And what do we do about it? Nothing. Gas being almost $5 a gallon because of an unending war. What are we really doing about it? Nothing. Complaining, bitching, moaning, posting on social media. Is that effective? Not so much. So if you were to ask me, one of the biggest problems in the world today, it's complacency. And never more is this exemplified than in all the videos online of people, quote, crashing out, unquote, as the kids say. Where you'll see someone at a fast food restaurant throwing things at employees, doing this, doing that. And what is everyone else doing? Filming it. Filming it. We've become complacent to that. Where if someone is drowning in front of you and there's 10 people standing on the shore of the lake, 9 of them are going to have cameras. No one's going to be jumping in to help the drowning person. All we do is film bad behavior now. And that's a form of complacency. Filming bad behavior is accepting it. Put down the phone. Stop the behavior. Oh, but that would involve getting involved. And I don't want to get involved. I could get hurt. I could get blacklisted. Someone could tweet against me. Someone could post me on social media. I don't want to get involved. Isn't that why gay people are suffering all around the world? Because nobody wants to get involved in our causes anymore? No major politicians, major corporate owners want to champion our causes? So everyone's like, yeah, that's the way it is. It's going to happen. Complacency. In all aspects of our life, we've become complacent. If a relationship isn't working, we don't get out of it. Just ignore it, smooth over it, put up with it. Our relationship with government is completely broken. It is completely broken. What do we do about it? Fix government? No. Complain? Yeah. What else? Well, that's about it. We're complacent. And they rely upon that. Corporations and politicians rely upon your complacency. For instance, with voting. If we all got out and voted, everybody that could vote got out and voted, there would be huge changes made in this country. But we don't. We don't get out and vote. So many of us just say, it's not worth it, nothing ever changes, blah, 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 blah. And we become complacent. It's killing us, this complacency, this apathy. It's literally killing us. And so each week, I come out here and I talk about gay people. Just think about what I have to talk about today on this gay week. Gay people who went out to do nothing but celebrate with other gay people. Not hurting anybody, not causing any harm, and suddenly 20 of them are in the hospital and one of them is dead. That incident alone should be enough to make change. Nah. And the biggest complacency? Gun violence. Gun violence by far, which affects the gay community. We just sit. Every time there's a mass shooting, it's terrible, but it's horrible, but it's sad, but a lot of buzz, a lot of action. Complacency. Oh yeah. It's killing us.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karelcast, driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karelcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy.
Now it's your time.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Karel, and I want to tell you about my new single, You Have to Be Proud. I'd love for you to go stream it right now, but more importantly, I wrote this in June, looking for a new single. All I could think about was how the LGBTQIA community, particularly the trans community, who I stand firmly and strongly with, is under so much attack worldwide. And then Berlin happens, where a lovely person is killed by hatred and bigotry during the festival by someone running through the crowd with a van. 17 people injured. Donald Trump putting all of these horrible riders on a bill that's making its way through our Congress that will instill a global gag order on anyone that mentions trans people or gay people. They won't be able to do business with the United States. All of this hatred, it's not new. It's been out there before. And if you're a person of color, a woman, a member of the gay community, you know what it's like to be marginalized, and you know that if they keep pushing and you don't resist, they'll take as much ground as you'll give. Don't give any. I want you to stream my new anthem, You Have to Be Proud. I want you to dance. I want you to sing, and I want you to rebel. I want you to revolt. I want you to stand up for yourself and for the people around you and let them know that we're not having it. The last thing that these people want to see is gay people uniting and having fun. Do it with my new anthem. I'll be dancing with you, I'll be voting with you, and I'll be telling the world with you that we're not going to be marginalized again. We have our pride. You can't take it away, anybody. You have to be proud with hatred so loud.
You have to be strong. You have to be proud.
All right, on this gay week, which we normally do with Sean, as I read that armed police officers are to be deployed for the UK's biggest Pride Festival in Brighton. And on one hand, that's great. I mean, that's a big deal because in London, they don't have armed officers. The Garda, they're not armed. So it's a special division that is armed, which means that they're having this special division guard the gays. That's really sad that there's been such violence against us and that there's such a threat of violence against us that they have to have armed police officers in Brighton. Now, in the UK, they don't have a lot of firearms. So the fact that they're sending armed police tells me they're expecting violence. They're expecting people to show up that are armed. And you gotta wonder why. Why? That's what I meant by complacency. I'm 63, and ever since I came out at 16, which is 47 years ago, I have wondered why it is such a big deal for people. I mean, truly. And then I get these haters on TikTok and Instagram that say, it's not a big deal. You guys make it a big deal by shoving your lifestyle down our throats. Bitch, just because you're in some bathroom letting some stranger shove his Johnson down your throat and then getting up and off your knees and going to vote Republican and going to your church, and meanwhile on Saturday you're over in the park on your knees in a bathroom. Gay people have straight society shoved down our throats every day, every minute, every second. We are reminded how different we are. Why do you think once a year we like to go and have a festival where we feel not different? Where everyone around us is like us. Why do you think there are gayborhoods? Safety in numbers, and we want to be around people and feel like they're us because we are tired of living in this heteronormative society. Because I hate to break it to you, but heterosexuality is not normal. It's just one sexuality on a spectrum. It is not, quote, normal. There are heterosexuals who have fantasies that are nowhere near normal. And sit here, look at this festival of, deploying armed guards to Brighton, armed police officers to Brighton because of threats. If you read the article, armed police officers will be deployed for the UK's largest Pride Festival in Brighton following the attack on Berlin's Pride event.
If you're not visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
So they're doing this because of what happened in Berlin. They're afraid some Islamic asshole or some other asshole, pick your religion, is going to do something at the largest festival in England, in Brighton, because of what happened in Berlin. That's horrifying. And again, what are the gay people's crimes? They just want to celebrate, be happy, be gay. That's just too much for some religions or just some assholes. And this, you're shoving it down our throat. Why do you have to have a parade? Why do you have to have a festival? Oh, gag me. Not that that's possible. But you know what I'm saying? Those people don't realize that them saying these things, that's the reason. Right there. That's the reason. You think it's... Let me show you another place where we are completely complacent. Let me see. I guess I deleted this. Here, let me do a screen capture and pull up something here on Instagram. Configure. I want you to. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'll talk. Hopefully, there's no audio there. Okay, great. So let's go over to, let's just say TikTok, which I hate, by the way. I don't like TikTok. But let's go to TikTok. And let's go to just one of my videos. Oh, I can't log in. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what my TikTok login is. I really don't. If I'm logged in on a device that, I can't tell what my TikTok login is. Okay, so let's go over here to Instagram. And let's see some of the comments here. Can you guys read them? Let me get them bigger. Here we go. All right. I think you should be able to read them. Let's see. I'm sure there's going to be comments here about something gay. Well, here's the fight I'm having about Madonna. But what else? Because Scott and I, our video for this gay week, is this it? Yeah. It's gotten 10,000 views. 10,000. But if you read the comments, let's see. Lindsey Graham, they're talking about the Republicans. Oh, you have to do the view hidden comments because Instagram hides them now. And these are really detrimental, really hateful comments about me and my videos. That's what they are. In fact, let me see if I can pull up photos. Go over here. Don't worry, there's nothing dirty in my photo albums. I have no dirty photos. Oh dear. I can't. I've done something wrong. Let me quit that. How many of you hate having to mess around with your damn computer just to get it to do something you want it to do? I thought I quit it. Okay, here. So this right here, if I can make it full screen, let's see. These were some of the comments I saved for my You Have to Be Proud video, which is, using hate comments. And I can't read them over there. So let's do it over here where I can read it. I just showed you, though. I just showed you that I saved them. And let me read you some of them. Let me go back to being me. There we go. Alrighty. And you're, well, don't read the comments, Karel. That's called complacency, isn't it? All right. Someone commented on one of the cyclospora videos that I did. Does tube steak count? What else? What is a cyclospora outbreak with a TH, making fun of my lisp? Just be gay and shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear about it. Yep, these are actual comments. Let's see. Oh, you're spreading misinformation about this administration in this beautiful country. Republicans are not anti-gay. Oh my God. Why do so many of these people have a lisp? Let's see. You brought it on yourself by pushing your gayness onto the world and expecting everyone to bow to you. Be gay and be happy, but don't expect everyone to applaud you. Let's see. Not so much gay or trans. I have gay neighbors and they are good people. They keep their lives to themselves and don't shove it in our faces. These, you see what I mean? Those are... And I get those every day. I'll get them under this video. Every day. Well, don't read them, Karel. The world is full of assholes. Don't you get it? You don't have to read that kind of stuff about you, the way you live, your very existence. Most of you watching me are not gay. You don't even have to, you don't have to do this straight week, which really is all the news is. This straight week. You don't have to do that each week to point out all the horrors that are happening to straight people just because they're straight. For no other reason. You know, when straight people have something happen to them, it's because they're assholes, or because they started a war, or because they're racist. It's not because they're heterosexual. Being gay is the only form of existence where people purposely go out of their way to harm you because of simply who you are. And yes, I know black. We can add in black, Chinese, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. And even black people, they don't wake up every single day now with laws being made against them in the United States. They don't wake up every single day where the Essence Festival happened and there's a shooting, or the BET Awards happen and someone drives into the awards and drives up onto the red carpet and kills people. They're not there anymore. They're not at the... Black people are all over television. They're all over TV. There's tons of... Tyler Perry has a whole fucking studio built around black people, telling black people stories. Good for him. Who's doing that for gays? What gay movie studio is making movies for gays, by gays, with gays? Major. That gets major distribution, major... Tyler Perry's shit is all over television. It's all over Netflix. It's all over Oprah's network. It's at movie theaters. His plays are in regular. His Medea movies are everywhere. What's the equivalent for gay? There isn't. There isn't. So even black people are now safer in America and the world than gay people. And that bar is pretty low. But there they are. Meanwhile, we have to have armed police at a pride festival in a country that doesn't have guns. Why? Because someone ran through the Berlin Festival. And why did they do that? Because their God told them to. Oh no, Karel, it was the distorted view of their God. Bullshit! Muslims hate fags. Muslims hate lesbians. Not all Muslims, Karel. You're right. Just 90% of them. Dubai. Oh no, we welcome gay people here so long as they stay within our country's rules. Your country says you can be thrown off of a roof for being gay. But you want our tourist dollars? Gay cruise ships trying to stop in Egypt and Turkey turned away. Why the fuck they trying to stop there in the first place? And then you go to Africa, you know? just every day there's new anti-gay laws coming out of Africa. Germany's leaders say the Berlin Pride attack targeted all of us. What utter hypocrisy. No, it didn't. Didn't target all of them. It targeted the gays. So everyone's gay in Germany? Oh, okay. Well, you know. Police shoot dead Berlin Pride suspect. Yay. Yay. Australia's most progressive census comes at personal cost to April, but it means their family will finally be counted. I didn't read that story. In the 1970s, Spain had a fearless trans right political collective. Trans people are still well revered in Spain. At least they haven't gone backwards. It took months for an LGBTQ art pop-up to resurrect an old church, but just 3 days to shut it down. Why? Featured gay art. Yep, featured gay art. We can't even walk through the streets. Women arrested for kissing in public on life under Uganda's anti-gay law. Kissing. They kissed and they got arrested in 2026. In 2026, on some part of planet Earth, 2 women kissed and their punishment, jail. Being an American feels helpless and scary. Actor Ben Platt on Nerves, queer songs, and why he couldn't do it without his husband. He's right. It's scary to be gay in our country now. It is just frightening. And it's getting that way if you're a liberal, if you're a progressive. It's getting scary. They're telling lies about what progressives believe. They're telling lies about democratic socialists. They need to change their name to social democrats, which A, sounds like a fun supper club. But democratic socialist has a bad connotation, just like vegan. Vegans are suddenly becoming plant-based eaters because plant-based doesn't have a negative connotation. Vegan does. So, same thing, different word. That's what Democrat socialists should do. They should switch to social democrats. Ask Sibylle. She lives in Switzerland. And they have socialists there. And they're beloved. They're not hated. But they're not called democratic socialist. Just change the name. Social democrats. A, again, it sounds like someone you'd want to have dinner with. Where are you going tonight? Oh, I'm going to the meetup of the social democrats. Oh, I want to go. Okay, well, come on then. Come on then, girl. You know, prepping for the show today, Thursday morning, prepping for the show, I thought, don't talk about gay topics. And I thought, well, you're doing this gay week. And I thought, yeah, but they really just upset you. They really do. They upset you. And then I thought, well, what topic can you talk about that's not going to upset you? You know, I really did think about that. I thought, well, you could talk about, and then I thought, if I talk about Iran, I get upset. Iran should be ended. We're complacent. We have become as complacent about Iran as we have about Ukraine and Israel. We should be demanding every day that they end the war. We should be on the phone every day. We should be in the streets every day, demanding that they end the war. So Iran upsets me because it's costing us money, it's costing us lives, and no one's demanding it's over. Well, the Democrats are demanding. Oh, did they stomp their little power foot down and what'd they do? Storm out of Congress in a huff? What did Cory Booker do? Post a tweet? Put a reel on Instagram? Yeah, he's furious. You know, meanwhile, they're still talking about Fauci from yesterday. They're so mad at him. Donald Trump invoked the Fifth Amendment over 400 times in his lawsuit in New York, or his criminal case. 400 times. Fauci does it once, And the right is losing their fucking minds. Oh, he must be a criminal. He must do this. He must do that. Only guilty people invoke the Fifth Amendment. Like your president did? Like the leader of your party did? So you're admitting finally that he's a criminal? Fox News said only a criminal invokes the Fifth. So are they finally admitting Donald Trump is a criminal? It would appear so. But they're not, you know. So, yeah. Oh, great. Now Trump wants to make over Dulles Airport. Oh, save us, dear Lord. He's going to destroy a fucking airport. Oh, save us. You see the reflecting pool? No cut. No vandalism. The only vandal, Donald Trump. See? That upsets me. Let me try to find a topic for the last segment that doesn't fit. I'll look.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's show time.
Alrighty, one last time.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Karel. You know, Pride Month was rough this year. We had a lot of hate heaped upon us from Trump, from MAGA, and from other governments around the world. And if you are a trans person, you are really going through a particular type of hell right now. That's why when I was thinking of my next single in June, I sat down and I wrote, "You have to be proud," as an anthem for any marginalized people, LGBTQIA, black, gay, bi, trans, yellow, green, blue, immigrants, people of color, women who are losing their rights, as we have people in America talking about how they shouldn't even have the right to vote, let alone control their own bodies. We have fought all of these battles before, we have won, and we will do it again. But remember, sometimes all you have is your pride. Well, now you have an anthem out streaming everywhere called "You Have to Be Proud" by me, Karel. I hope you will play it, and it will instill a sense of pride in you. It will instill a sense of anger in you to get up, to keep fighting, to let them know they're not going to win because we won't have it. You have to be proud with anger so loud, streaming everywhere. Keep fighting, keep singing, keep dancing. We're gonna win.
You have to be strong.
I found a story that does not upset me that is a gay story. How about that? Anti-trans rally flops as Seattle Storm players wear "trans rights are human rights" shirts. So there was going to be a pro-trans thing at the Seattle Storm game. And then these people decided they were going to do an anti-trans rally. So the team wore "trans rights are human rights" shirts. That's a story that makes me happy. And God bless Seattle, especially after their horrible shooting there by a 15-year-old kid. 100 degrees in Paris, flames near Bordeaux. It says France can't go on like this. What are they going to do? Move it? Oh, we can't go on. It's like saying Vegas can't go on like this. What are they going to do? The weather is the weather. It was 104 yesterday in Paris. 104. That's Las Vegas. Right now in Vegas, it's 104. Right now, as we speak. Do you know this weekend here in Las Vegas, it's going to be 114? It might be 120 on Sunday or Monday. I hate it. I hate it. And I think it's adversely affecting Ember. I do. I don't think her health is great right now. She had a rough night 2 nights ago. Last night she slept a little bit better. But she hates walking now. She hates it. And I don't know if that's a medical thing, if it's like a heart disease, if I should have her heart looked at for congestive heart failure or something, or if she just hates the heat. I don't know. I just know that when we walk, it's in the 90s. And that's at 6 in the morning. I have friends now getting at the park at 5 a.m. They're waking up at 4 in the morning so they can get to the park before sunrise. Because dogs have to be walked. They have to go out. So what are they going to do in Paris? I'm curious. France can't go on like this. The world can't go on like this. You know, we were talking about complacency. That's one of the biggest complacent things that we've, climate change. We've heard about it for 30 years now, so we're just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know it's happening. Yeah. We're not doing anything about it. We're just, some of us want to. Oh, yeah, I don't want climate change. Okay, but we're not doing anything about it. That's going to be our downfall. You know, that's going to be our downfall. The complacency that we have is going to be our downfall. So, yeah, that's... On another note, my friend is looking at lofts in Long Beach, and child, he just sent me a beautiful one. It's an absolutely beautiful loft, and I would move in. But, oh my God. I mean, oh my God, look at this. Here, let me show you. Look. I like showing you these lofts. Look. Here, let me make it bigger for you. Let me rub it and make it bigger. It is pretty, see? Isn't this pretty? Look at that. Very cool. Very, very lofty. 1,700 square feet. And then your bedroom is upstairs, making it a true loft. And you've got so you've got 3 levels, which wouldn't work for me. But the top level's got its own deck. Isn't that pretty? It's on Daisy Avenue, a former horrible neighborhood. Look at this. Look at the rent. Do y'all see it? I'm circling it. $3,100 a month. And it's only a 1-bedroom. Well, they're calling it a studio. A studio and 1 bath. $3,000 a month, or $3,100. Or basically $37,500 a year to rent that loft. Wow. Wow. And you guys wonder why I don't move back to Long Beach. I mean, almost 40 grand a year in rent. That means if you're paying $3 grand a month for that loft, you got to make $9 grand a month, which is $106,000 a year. And as we know, the median income is $62,000, and only 28 million people make more than $100,000 a year. So that loft is for 28 million people, and that's it. That's it. That's who it's for. It's not for you or me. You know, $3,100 a month in Long Beach. See, that's the other thing. We're complacent about high rents. We're just letting them charge whatever they want. And we're like, yeah, well, what can we do? That's our answer to everything. What can we do? You know, what can we do? I guess be complacent. All right, it's my last day for the week. Good, because you know what? The stories this week, Berlin Pride and death there, and not knowing about Mitch McConnell still, and how he's allowed to get away with this, I don't even know. You know, the governor of his state has now sent 2 letters saying, look, just do a fucking video. Just take a video on your phone of you saying, hello, Andy Bashir, I got your letters. It's just too much. You or I would lose our job. He keeps it. All right, we'll see you on Monday. I am Karel. You be who you want to be, so I'm not hurt anybody. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave your comments, become a patron at patreon.com/Karel. Hopefully Ember will hook up. That's all I care about right now. Sound a little iffy. Can't have that. She's only 10 and a half.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karelcast, driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karelcast on your favorite streaming service.
Showtime is here.